Alright, what's up everybody? I wish it was fun and games, man, but in all honesty, it's 40 degrees outside right now. I'm literally sweating like a hooker in church and I'm, I'm like basically dying over here. But that is what the episode is called for this new Better Call Saul. Yeah, episodes, just like 5 more to go. I've been excited as hell, obviously, been thinking about it all week. I feel like I know pretty well what's going to happen in this one simply by a couple of things that they already teased on the official account, which again, like, I always regret having seen some stuff there, but at the same time, it's like I literally can't resist. I hate that so much, but... and with the way algorithms work, you're almost inevitably going to see something, even if you decide to unfollow accounts or whatever, right? Like, you're still going to come across some stuff. But, like, so I know that we're going to obviously deal with the aftermath of everything that's happened to Howard, right? So... that's still the aspect that I'm super curious about. Like, I saw the account yesterday share some type of picture of like an ashtray with the HHM logo and something like that. It felt very eerie to look at because you just know that, like, damn, HHM is going to be no more, I assume, right? And the question really is then, again, like are people going to in any way still question his death? I don't, like, there's been that speculation about Cliff, for example. How is he going to feel about the whole thing? I honestly don't know. I don't know if they're really going to address it much because it feels like, again, they will have no time for that. And with everything that's happened and the way they pictured, obviously, Howard as a coke addict, and they dropped coke in his car where they, basically found his shoes and everything in the sea as well, right? That's going to kind of, I assume, seal the deal. Although you do question again, like, will Cliff, knowing what he knew, and basically, I mean, Howard did seem to kind of convince him that Jimmy was behind it and that he wasn't truly high in that moment and stuff, right? So what's going to happen there is a big question. But the other part really is, like, how are Saul and Kim especially going to deal with the situation now? Kim most of all, because with Saul, we know how he ends up. We know he's going to continue. We know he's going to... I don't know. I do genuinely wonder, like, is he gonna feel a lot of grief over it? Because I kind of feel like he will. Like, Saul is still... he does still very much have human emotions. I do feel that way. He just basically decides to deal with them and hide them in a certain way, right? Where I really feel like Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad almost was like a persona for him to just kind of, like, forget about everything that happened, in a way, right? Because in Better Call Saul, I think in general, we do see a much more human Saul. And yes, of course, we had the situation with Chuck where he decided to grieve with it in a much different way. And I think he did truly feel, of course, quite some hate for his brother. At the same time, it was still mixed. Again, I don't really even know. But with Howard, he never had those kinds of ill in, like, yeah, I mean, even he wasn't really on board with doing this plan with Howard and stuff, right? Like, he didn't have that, like, yes, he found him annoying, but he wasn't resentful of him in that kind of way I feel like he was with Chuck. So clearly this, like, he's gonna feel grief over it, but he's gonna be able to move on. The question is, what's going to happen to Kim? Will she be able to move on from it? She's gonna have to, of course, I assume. But what's gonna happen there? I've seen so many theories, right? Like, even her, in a way, being a loose end to Gus is, like, interesting, right? Like, she knows that there's this deal with Gus, I assume. I mean, she knows at least that some type of big criminal person lives at that place now, and she's going to be able to just figure out that that's Gus if she wants to, right? So will Gus have to deal with her in some type of way? There have always been a lot of theories about her possibly working for Gus during Breaking Bad or something like that, right? Which is interesting. Could happen. I don't really think so, but yeah, just one of the many thoughts, kind of like going through my head. But of course, now it's going to be very interesting in general. Like, even if that doesn't happen, and even if the split happens, right? The split that has been the most popular theory, literally like the entire runtime of the show, that Saul and Kim would simply end up separated. Suddenly there's, like, so little time to explain all of that, right? And you're not going to see this sort of, like, well, I don't know. I mean, is she just going to, like, up and leave out of nowhere or something? Or what's going to happen there, right? I mean, I think that it could also just kind of naturally happen that you see that their relationship suddenly doesn't work anymore because there's this, like, stuff between them now. They've had this shared experience and it's like things no longer will be able to work out. But that will be like a kind of slow process working towards that, and we just don't have time for that. So it makes me wonder how, if that happens, how are they going to resolve that? How are they going to show that, right? Like, maybe simply by doing a time jump and not even really getting into it too much, but just being like, well, you kind of know what came out of it, and you kind of understand that they weren't able to really move on the usual way anymore after this. So all in all, this episode has me super curious, because I just wonder, like, for how long will the current timeline go on, right? And I noticed, again, like, they teased a couple of things already, which I'd rather, hadn't seen, but, like, I know that Don Eladio is going to come back, and we're going to kind of see, I guess, Gus and Mike still wrap up their little storyline. Another thing that I find so interesting, because I wonder, are those characters going to get some type of ending? Because their story, of course, ends in Breaking Bad. And how much will they be able to sort of go into that? Will they even go into it? Will they explain what happened in this show somehow, so that it also works for kind of like people that have only watched Better Call Saul? I mean, it's not necessary in my opinion, but again, I so wonder how they're going to wrap up certain things, right? And with Gus, of course, again, we know that he's going to, well, I don't know. I mean, his conversation that he's, I guess, going to have with Don Eladio, and maybe Hector is going to be involved and stuff as well. It's just there to sort of set up where their relationship were at in Breaking Bad. And then we've fully come full circle, I assume. So, yeah, all in all, I mean, I'm just excited to dive in, like I said, guys. And I think I really should stop talking, and we're just going to see what this episode will bring. So, with that being said, if you enjoy my reactions here, you can actually get a day early access to all my edits. And of course, my full-length reactions are up over on my Patreon as well, which is linked on top of the description. We also have a Discord server where we talk about the show. So if you enjoy my reactions here, then you can actually join the Patreon, hop into the Discord server, and of course watch the full-length reactions as well as the edits a day early, like I said. That is much appreciated, of course, really helps out the channel. Also, make sure, if you aren't already, that you subscribe to the channel, that you hit the notification bell, because in the coming 4 additional weeks, we're going to be reacting, of course, to the last 4 episodes coming up. I can't believe that, it's just so bittersweet, but like, we're getting really, really close now. And in a way, I'm super excited. In another way, I'm kind of dreading it. And I'm also a little bit sad. It's like a lot of emotions that I'm feeling at the same time. With that being said, we're going to dive into this new episode of Better Call Saul called Fun and Games. Here we go. Such a peaceful song, what the hell? Is this gonna be Saul's house again? Oh, it's the office! Francesca trying to say how much she likes it, or... Still trying to make something out of this when it's a lost cause. Oh, wow, okay, even Kim is just like back to her usual pro bono cases. She doesn't even right now seem like she, has much on her head, like on her mind right now. We've seen those coffee cups in worse shapes. You gotta love the transitions here as always. Wow, Mike, oh my god, cleaning up this seriously? Yep, getting rid of that evidence, of course. The thing I'm most surprised by is the fact that, like, Kim, it genuinely looked like nothing was going on with her. With Saul, I expected it. This is just brutal. He's really gonna do this again? Didn't he do this to somebody in Breaking Bad? I swear he did. World's best lawyer right here. I am so surprised she was able to just act her way through that. Apparently pretty flawlessly so. But now, of course, I'm wondering what they're gonna say now.
One day we'll wake up and brush our teeth and we'll go to work, and at some point we'll suddenly realize that we haven't thought about it at all. None of it. And that's when we'll know. We'll know we can forget.
That's literally what Mike, I think, told him in an earlier season. So cool always how, again, the themes or the messages, they, they just cross over. What is this? This gotta be like Don Eladio's place or something. Is that still the same car with the frunk? I'm not sure if this is the one. He has to act like he's not injured, I assume. He's in top condition. I'm actually super curious because Hector, of course, knew that Lalo was alive. Are they just not gonna believe him or something? It's interesting because Hector does still work together with Gus in Breaking Bad. He has that, like, they have that conversation at Gus's, the one building that he has, the chicken farm or whatever. Smoking a cigar by his good old pool.
Gustavo, Don Héctor ha hecho una acusación muy seria.
Oh, they're gonna kind of interrogate him.
El atentado contra mi sobrino en su hacienda falló. Lalo le ganó a los asesinos. El día después del ataque, Lalo me llamó. Escuché la verdad de sus propios labios.
That's just a
Fue
he
Fring
said, she
quien
said
mandó a los
situation.
asesinos, no los peruanos. Mantuvimos en secreto que Lalo sobrevivió. Mi sobrino estaba a punto de vengarse del traidor. Frente a frente. Mire a Fring a los ojos. Allí verá la verdad. El pollero lo odia.
Damn, so it all just comes down to like
Él conspira en contra de nosotros.
how he's gonna explain it away now then.
Sangre por sangre.
His convincing skills, but we know Gus has those. That's the problem. Remember the conversation he had with Hank? With the police force? I mean, Hank didn't buy it, but the police force did.
Entonces, Gustavo.
About his whereabouts in Chile.
No tengo respuesta. Gustavo, debes hablar. No tienes cómo defenderte.
Just what you wouldn't expect.
Me parece que esto merezca una respuesta.
That's kind of, yeah, that's kind of a good
Ustedes
response.
presenciaron estas llamadas de Lalo,
Nope.
pero me han dicho que ustedes vieron el cuerpo de Lalo.
Sí, estaba quemado.
¿Y acaso no los federales revisan los dientes?
Así es, don Eladio.
Oh, Lalo signed his own family's death warrant.
¿Y qué me dices de esa rata, Varga?
Él dijo que los peruanos le pagaban los odios. Sabemos que recibía dinero. Encontramos las cuentas bancarias.
They set that up well, Mike. It's kind of true. Like, Donald doesn't even need to hear much more than this, though. Does he?
Bueno, ya es tarde, don Héctor. No hay discusión. Te estoy dando mi cuarto. Está a gusto.
Oh
Y
my
quién sabe, a lo
god.
mejor unas de las chicas te visitarán. Buenas noches.
Damn, dude.
Que descanses. Invitaría que te quedes también.
I love how he's still going on in the background.
Quiero que me suene el desayuno con el... Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, I fucking love Don Eladio, dude. One of the best, the most underrated, like, secondary characters.
Gracias. Su confianza.
Did he just quickly get up the same moment so he wouldn't see it, or what was that about? See him struggle?
Bueno. Gustavo, cuando te miré los ojos, el odio. Un poquito no está mal, siempre y cuando no te olvides de quién manda.
He said a little bit is okay. Does he mean like a little bit is okay for what we did to you back in the past still, or... Damn, man. That's gotta be the last of Don Eladio we've seen then, right? It's gotta be. I was surprised in all honesty that we did still get to see him. I thought that scene that we got of him last season, it was so good. It was like the best scene he had in the whole, in the universe.
When can construction resume?
Who is gonna resume construction?
We need to find a new engineer and a crew to do the work. That could take some time.
Start today.
All of this really feels like just setting up a time jump, doesn't it? Right to Breaking Bad. Wow, I love it. Oh, man.
Mr. Fring.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you, Brett.
Still more. I thought this was their exit for a while.
Wine to start.
Yes, sir.
Who is he gonna meet with? Gale? I don't think he would be meeting Gale here. Could be Lydia, it could be like the Madrigal boss.
Mr. Frank, it's so good to see you. It's been a while.
Yes, too long.
What are you drinking?
The Dressler and Bond. Remarkable.
I thought you'd like it. It is from the birthplace of Syrah, Côte Rôtie. This one is René Rostan's La Landon.
I am so trying to figure out what this is going to.
My first time. And I got a little enthusiastic with my Eurail pass. Long story short, hold on, there's something I have to show you. The owner bought a bottle of Kigal. I can't open it. You'll appreciate this. I'll be right back.
He's not gonna show him the Zafira Añejo, is he? Is that what this is about somehow? Have we actually, like... I don't know. I wonder if we've already perhaps made a time jump. With the way they just cut. I also kind of... Like, I don't know. I wonder if Gus's hair here is not the same as it used to be. I can't quite tell, because it's kind of shorter now, isn't it? I'm really speculating over here.
Would you let David know that I've been called away?
Of course, Mr. Fring. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Okay. I am so confused. What was the scene? Okay. Hiding his gun and ammo. Oh no. What about him? Is he afraid that they could still be going after him after all, or was this just a reminder and that's it? Oh, yep, this is the shop. Oh, or maybe he's just gonna tell him about what happened. That could also just be it, right? Oh, he's gonna just kind of do right by him, isn't he? Ah, that would be great.
Yes?
Mr. Varga, you don't know me, but I'd like to talk about your son.
My son? What happened?
He does know him, he saw him.
Talk face to face. I'm outside.
Hmm. Yeah, he literally saw him at a shop. Season 2 that was, I think.
I saw you here before. Chrysler, Fifth Avenue. What about my son?
I'm sorry. He won't be found. It was over fast. No pain. Your son made some mistakes. He fell in with bad people. But he was never like them. Not really. He had a good heart. One more thing. You won't have to worry about the Salamancas. Their day is coming.
Huh.
There'll be justice.
What you talk about? is not justice. What you talk of is revenge. It never ends. My boy is gone. Los cerdos del cartel y su justicia. Todos son iguales.
That's so interesting with how Mike kind of separated himself from a lot of the other criminals, and then he actually doesn't do that. And he's just as right in all honesty.
Got a new trash can.
Oh, wow. They replaced the trash can.
We'll just put in an appearance.
Oh no, they're literally going, yeah, to HHM.
We can get through 20 minutes of anything.
What are they gonna they're gonna have anything for Howard here or something? Ceremony? Sure seems like it. Oh man, just showing travel photos. If I didn't know better, these were just taken from the actor's Instagram because he loves doing this shit, I know that. It's kind of fucked up. I'm telling you, dude, these were just his personal pictures.
I mean, nobody could relate to a client quite like he could. You know, this is probably the last time any of us will be in this building. HHM is downsizing.
Seriously?
Yep, they're going to take half a floor downtown. And they're changing their name.
Yeah, there's no letters left.
Changing their name to what?
Bruckner Partners. End of an era.
Bruckner Partners.
Cheryl, I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine what you must be going through. If Jimmy and I can do anything for you or your family, please just say the word.
There is something, actually.
Oh no.
You two were the last ones to see him, weren't you? Howard told me that you were harassing him, playing elaborate pranks of some sort.
Yeah, they
But you
both
wouldn't leave him
know.
alone. I'm not oblivious. I know people are saying he was on drugs. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
He just didn't seem like himself.
Are you hearing all of this? Because none of it makes sense to me.
Sure, maybe we should just...
I don't care what people are saying. I don't care what the police think. Howard was not on drugs. That simply is not
What
true.
is she gonna do?
There's something more to this.
I don't know if it's my place.
She's gonna go all in and just confirm that he was on drugs?
Please, just spit it out.
It was about 1.5 years ago. I was still an associate here, working late.
Oh no.
And?
What kind of story is she telling here? Clearly something bad for him. And it's not even true, of
Hamlin was
course.
there at his desk. Cheryl. Maybe I misunderstood what I saw. You would have known. Please excuse me.
Oh my god, this is all so fucked up, dude. Holy shit. It's kind of like the conversation with Hector all
Sister's
over
here
again.
somewhere. I'm gonna go find her. I know that was tough. But it's over. I mean, really over. Let the healing begin.
Let the healing begin, he said. Oh my god, did he really just put it like that? No fucking. You're just waiting for her to just like flip a finger to him for once. Nope. That could just as well have been the last kiss she gave him, in all honesty.
Do I understand this correctly? You're requesting to withdraw from this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
She's
My
leaving,
client is
dude.
fully informed.
Ms. Wexler, we are here today at your insistence to consider your motion to exclude evidence, and this is the moment you choose to withdraw?
It was unavoidable.
She really is done with
I
it.
ask
That's what
why?
that says.
Personal reasons, Your Honor. I'm sorry for wasting the court's time, Your Honor, but it's impossible for me to continue with this hearing.
And why is that, Ms. Wexler?
Because I'm no longer an attorney.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, she quit. You could have seen that one coming.
You did what? Why? Why? All right, I know why. But Kim, you can't just...
Jimmy,
Just let me say my piece, okay? Just... Kim, after everything that happened...
Yeah, he doesn't want to feel responsible for that.
I get it. Okay, what's done can be undone. All I'm saying is just let's take a week or two to think it over. For now...
Even the clothing style right now is like off-putting.
God knows we need it. We're gonna find a new place. We're gonna leave here. We're never ever.
I haven't seen her wear those kind of sneakers before, I think.
Okay, we're gonna put it behind us. Things will look brighter. I guarantee it. But first we have to
this
fix
is
this.
this could be her ready to just say goodbye to him now
You're gonna
too.
write letters. You're gonna write a letter to the bar. You're gonna write letters to your clients. You dictate. I will type. We're gonna roll this thing back. We're in this together.
Damn,
Okay?
you know what's coming.
So I'm gonna go get your printer, and then we're gonna get the hell out of here.
What, Jimmy? Jimmy!
Pack the bags. Damn, dude. Honestly, it's so well done, though.
You asked if you were bad for me. That's not it. We are bad for each other.
Yeah.
I have had the time of my life with you. But we are bad for everyone around us. Other people suffer because of us. Together, we're poison.
No, just tell me what I need to do to change, okay? Just tell me what it is and I'll do it. I love you.
I love you too. But so what?
No, Kim, you're wrong. This is about Howard. Okay, what happened to him wasn't on us. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't my fault. It was that fucking Lalo Salamanca. That psychopath came back from the dead and he walked through that door. He did this, not us, him.
I knew.
No, you didn't.
I mean, she didn't hide that for bad reasons, though. I wonder if she's gonna like admit to that, or if she's gonna spin it some kind of way.
And I told myself I was protecting you. But that's not the truth. The real reason I didn't tell you was because I knew what you'd do. You'd want us to run and hide until you were sure I was safe. You would pull the plug on the scam, and then we'd break up. And I didn't want that. Because I was having too much fun.
Damn, man. Yeah, she's out. I don't know if I'm too fast, but I'm immediately feeling like this is his house from Breaking Bad that we saw. Yeah, he has the bald spot. Oh no. Sleeping with some kind of what?
Rise and shine. Time to go.
We've made the jump.
Listen, you have a choice, okay? You can pay up now or bleed to death in court. So,
oh, that's my Xanax guy. Tell him yes and today. Another public masturbator?
At a Starbucks.
Everyone must be doing it.
Oh man. Maybe it is actually Badger this time around.
18 people injured. Don't we know a kid?
Wow, sitting at the table just like kind of Howard did.
Send him up there, and then call the newspaper.
Yeah, I mean now all the Breaking Bad scenes truly make sense too, with the, you know,
fiery fiasco on the 40.
barn door open, calling Francesca, you know, certain things.
Move it to court day.
Oh, he has the car, yeah, of course.
I'm not going
Didn't
down
even
there
show
twice
that.
in 1 week. That's their problem. Send a
Oh my god, do not tell me we're gonna see Wolf or something now at the end.
with extra dip pineapple.
It could happen any moment now.
Shut up, shut up.
Auto insurance won't pay for your fender bender? Ripped off by your brother-in-law? Major or minor surgery gone wrong? I'm here for you, Albuquerque. Better call Saul.
Okay, they didn't even really show him getting these things, but you know where he got them.
ASAP, then call the station manager. Get all that? Call the bank, cancel the check, call the station manager, tell him to crank it up, or I'll see him in court.
Got it.
Always the baby crying. Damn, dude, we got a full 4 episodes left for this shit. World's greatest lawyer. Did he have that cup in Breaking Bad? I think he did. Oh my god, he's just forgetting, really.
What? All right. Let justice be done, though the heavens fall.
Oh my god, yep. Wow. I mean, I knew they weren't gonna do it yet. They're just playing. But, god. 4 more episodes. Knowing that we're in this timeline already. What an episode, guys. Literally, I can't believe how well they managed to seal, essentially, the current timeline already in this episode, when in the very beginning, to me, it didn't even feel like that's what they were doing yet. In a way, they just, I mean, they completely always manage to catch me off guard and make me think like, oh, it's going here, and then nope, they do a complete 180, right? And in many different ways. Like, again, we open with that montage where we're kind of seeing them live their daily lives, you know, right after the incident, of course, the way they were told they had to play it. And they both managed to do so. We saw no emotion on Kim's face whatsoever in that entire montage. And I'm like, damn, she actually manages to just kind of move on from it, it seems. Whereas I kind of expected her to struggle, right? Because I mean, again, the outcome was the expected one in a way, but still the way they lead up to it then is completely not expected. And we see even, like, again, at the gathering, like the HHM gathering I'm talking about, right? Again, I'm mainly just focused on Kim because that's who I feel like that's the character we have to talk about here. She once again basically went into that relentless mode, Kimsenberg, whatever you want to call it, right? The way that we've been so surprised by her character throughout all these seasons, constantly managing to go one step further towards the dark side or whatever, right? Or to become more like Saul. But then still, again, they completely catch you off guard. They make you think like, oh, so maybe they do just move on from here. No, she just did what she had to do, but she was done. And there was a breaking point, and it all felt natural nonetheless. And it felt like you understand that in her head, something else entirely went on than the scenes that we saw just play out here, right? And again, I love how they surprise you constantly. Like, I already, for just in terms of the cinematography or whatever, right? Like, seeing that scene with Gus finally sort of opening his house again, right? And being carefree or whatever. Mike, you know, walking through the alleyway or whatever, right? I thought like, oh shit, they are setting up a time jump here, and then didn't happen, but it happened at the end. It's like, again, I love how it keeps doing that. Also, yeah, I feel like, again, I could have, or I had already been doing so much speculating about what exactly are they going to show us, what aren't they going to show us to explain certain things, right? So I wonder how Cliff was going to react to the situation, and Howard's wife, of course, is somebody who I didn't even mention, but yes, she as well knew that Howard talked to her about, you know, essentially being toyed with by these guys, so she must have had her suspicions too. And again, it's kind of just that stalemate situation, just like we saw it play out with Hector and Don Eladio and just all the cartel guys, where like there was no evidence to support any of the things that Hector was saying. And so, again, who does Don Eladio have to believe here? Like, that, there's no proof. It only makes sense. And, you know, Hector, of course, although he's still mentally there, he's not in the best kind of shape. And it's clear to see, of course, that he has a lot of resentment towards Gus. Now, it's funny how Don Eladio pointed out that he even saw some hate in Gus's eyes, which I thought was really cool. But, yeah, but then again, like Gus is still more important to him than Hector is, obviously, with how much money he brings in, and also probably, yeah, I don't know. I guess he figures that he can trust Gus just a little bit more than he can Hector, you know, because Hector just seems crazy sometimes and too resentful or something, right? So this is like the only choice that he had. Yeah, that scene, I have to talk real quick about that scene with Gus and the wine bottle, because I didn't get it. I honestly did not get it. I'm like, is this setting something up? Is this teasing something? What is it about, right? And I literally just had to like read through Reddit a little bit before recording this review just to see what people were saying about it. And most people just seem to think that it's actually his exit scene from the show, which it could very well be. And I guess sort of more like a... yeah, I don't know. I mean, in the moment, I didn't even fully seem to get it then, I guess. But just a way for the show to show you that, you know, Gus is kind of back to where he was. He is able to take a breather again, right? And he was having this conversation with this guy who, you know, he might have like felt something for, whatever, right? We know that Gus is most likely gay, also from the flashback scene with Max, of course, where there were always those theories about him. It was kind of just meant to show like him being there, enjoying himself in the moment, having like an opportunity to connect with someone, but then choosing in the end not to do it. And that's why he left prematurely and stuff, right? Because he realized like, no, I can't get close to people and I can't, you know, he kind of knows what it leads to. And he knows that in the position that he is, he can't really trust people like that. And he can't let people into his personal life. So yeah, all in all, that was fantastic too. And then the breakup scene, I already talked about it, but like, it's weird, you know, in a way you can't imagine it coming, but then when it does hit, it's like, it's perfect. There's nothing else to say about it. I was just silent the entire way through. I love the acting. I love the way it was done. Yeah, and then we get the time jump, guys, and it's like, I noticed that from the get-go, like the bedroom that he was waking up in resembled the exact same one that we saw in that teaser in the very beginning of the season. And of course, he's waking up next to some, you know, some hooker or whatever it was, I guess, or at least, I don't know, it could have just been, you know, like a regular person. Well, no, he paid her, right? So yeah, it was like, you know, something like that. And again, that's the thing. It's the only explanation when you really think about it. It would have felt like a retcon or something if they had made Kim, yeah, still, if they had made it appear like Kim was still there in Breaking Bad, because we know that, you know, Saul had his like situations calling out Francesca, and there was the one, you know, the massage woman or something who was talking about the barn door open in Breaking Bad. I'm thinking about all those scenes, and I'm thinking about the completely relentless Saul that he was in Breaking Bad. This actually makes a lot of sense. He's just trying to forget, really. That's all that he's doing. He's just trying to forget, trying to get over it, and that's almost like literally what Saul Goodman represents. Him getting over everything that happened by just, yeah, being even more drawn to his Jimmy's, to his Saul side, I should say, right? Fantastic, guys. You know, I mean, at the same time, it's crazy to think, what to me is crazy is that before this episode, I still felt like, they can still draw this out for a while. I actually thought that before the second half started. Now they managed to actually wrap it up pretty fast. We have 4 episodes left, and I'm like, damn, it's crazy how well they managed to do it, and how everything feels earned. Here we are now in the Breaking Bad timeline. Of course, that's going to be the future Saul timeline, which I'm sure that's going to take up at least 1, probably 2, maybe even 3 episodes. And the Breaking Bad timeline, I don't know. It's just so fascinating to think about, right? Like, what do they actually want to convey then in this coming episode, and maybe the one after that still, where they are in this timeline? Of course, we're gonna see Walt and Jesse. We already know that, so they're gonna kind of clue us in about who, I assume, kind of showing you who Saul was in that time, even though we already kind of know, but like maybe from a different perspective. Again, lots of theories that people have shared about stuff that they could possibly show, like the poisoning of Brock, you know, with Walt like discussing that with Saul. That's something that a lot of people bring up. Maybe some other kind of perspectives that we never realized in Breaking Bad. In general, another thing that I saw people talk about is like how Walt and Jesse weren't even that big of a deal to Saul, of course, right? They were just some of his clients, and that's it. He had so many clients, as we already saw in the waiting room. And of course, these were kind of special cases. I'm sure that he felt that way too, but still, they didn't make up the majority of his time or something that he spent, right? So there's so much potential for what could be done. I'm super excited about that. I wonder how many details they're still going to kind of pay homage to. Like, could they be showing somebody like Emilio? Like, you know, again, like, they don't have to, but I'm thinking about that. Like, that's a detail we know that was there. They almost explained every single detail talked about in Breaking Bad, except for a couple of ones that could still be done. So, you know, I just... Yeah, the thing that the biggest takeaway for me, I guess, is just seeing how... how they feel like some things need to be explained and some things also don't, and me being in full agreement with it. Like that statue that he put on top of his office, the car that he got, it's like, you can make a big deal out of it, but why? He just gets that car at some point, right? He gets the statue from Betsy and Craig. We know, that he actually did a nice gesture to them there at the very end of that second episode or whatever, when Kim was kind of being ruthless in that moment, remember? But still, I know that the next episode is called Nippy, which is a super interesting title. They're breaking away from the tradition of the, you know, this and this title convention that they've used for all these 9 episodes so far. So it's understandable now why, because we're literally breaking through the timelines. But Nippy, people were talking about how it could be referring to like the weather in, I think they were talking in like Omaha, right? So maybe we are already going to cut to the future then as well. Maybe we're going to interchange the future with Breaking Bad constantly. So much potential. And again, does Kim still in some way come into play, right? Because I would assume that in the end, I don't think this is the last we've seen of Kim. Let me make that clear. I do think we're going to see more of Kim still. And they're going to be in some kind of way reunited. I'm not saying that they're going to get back together and that all is going to be fine and good and a happy ending, as they kind of teased. But, again, Saul could be kind of like... paying, what's that called? I don't know, but like he's going to admit to all his crimes maybe or something, right? And he's going to do right by Howard. That's something that he could be doing. He could still very well end up in jail, right? Like that's the most, in all honesty, like the most likely thing. Maybe in jail, he'll be able to get visited by Kim or something, and that's the way we end. It's not going to be the most, it really isn't going to be the most happy ending. We know that. Yeah, like in that way, it's something that I definitely dread a little bit, but like I know they're gonna do it beautifully, and that's the most important thing, just like they did this episode so wonderfully well. I absolutely love it. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed my reaction here to episode 9 of the last season of Better Call Saul. Of course, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for the upcoming 4 episodes still coming up in the coming month. Of course, over on Patreon, you can watch the full-length reaction to the entire 50-minute episode. The edits will actually go up a day early there. We have a Discord server as well, which is tied to it if you want to discuss the show with me and some of my other viewers. And then with that being said, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you back in the next episode.